Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today's video topic will be about regret versus fear. And the main thing I want to say, which will probably be the title of this video, is fear is temporary. You spend your entire life scared about something unless you have an irrational phobia of it. It's temporary. Regret is forever. You can't make time go in reverse. As much as you want it to happen, as much as you want that cringy thing to stop popping up in your head and never have happened, it will always be there, and you will regret it. You can't change it. You cannot change the past, which is why action is so important. And I'm going to give you a good example of this. Everybody knows what Bitcoin is. If you don't know what Bitcoin is, where have you been? When Bitcoin started off, I believe it was in 2014. I believe 2012, maybe a while ago. Okay, I was very young. I was like 5. Okay, not really a time for me getting Bitcoin, but it started off at 1 cent per Bitcoin. That's nothing. I mean, you could buy 10,000 Bitcoin easily. Today, it's worth way more than that. Bitcoin over the years, and I saw a map on this. Now, don't quote me on this because I don't know the exact numbers, but it slowly rose. It probably reached like $1 a few years later. And then I know there was a big peak for Bitcoin in like 2020 or something like that, where it reached like 30 something thousand. Can you think about that? Let's say in 2013, 2014, when Bitcoin is like $1, you get into it and you start mining Bitcoin. It's easy to get because at that time the halvings hadn't started, so it's really easy to get Bitcoin. And you get yourself 200 Bitcoin easily. Takes you a few days, and you just let that sit in your back pocket. The action of setting up a Bitcoin miner on your PC is really not hard. I did it for a little bit. Now, at this point in time, there's no reason running my PC to get Bitcoin. It costs more in electricity than it did for money, so there was no point. But if you did this in 2014 and just sat on the Bitcoin for a long time, it would be worth so much more today. I think Bitcoin hit over 100,000. I don't know exactly when, but I think at one point it hit over 100,000. Can you imagine? You have 200 of it. If you let that sit in your pocket for 10 years, you would, I don't even know the math, you would have $2 million? Dollars. Is that right? 20 million. I don't know, 2 or $20 million. Either way, back in the day, that would have been worth 200. And I'm sure there's a ton of people out there that wished when their friend told them to get into Bitcoin this time last year, in 2020, in 2018, the dude that's been a Bitcoin millionaire. His friend was like, nah, man, I don't know. I feel like Bitcoin's going to crash in 2018. I'm skeptical. I'm spending like $1,000 here. Yeah, that 1,000 is worth 20,000 today. So I'm just saying a lot of people out there, I mean, myself included, if I knew about it back then, regret not buying Bitcoin because it is um, the biggest cryptocurrency ever. Um, and I mean, if you didn't buy it, it oh well. Your fear of buying Bitcoin, the fear of spending $200 on it, was temporary. You probably forgot about Bitcoin very shortly after that. And now, when you see that one Bitcoin is worth $100,000, that regret is going to be forever. If you're stuck working at an office job or if you're stuck working fast food somewhere you do not want to be, and all you can think about is, oh my gosh, I wish I should have invested in Bitcoin. I would have been a millionaire. I could have started a business. I could have done something. And that's why it's so important to take action and not be afraid. There are many, many things in life that people are afraid of, whether it's doing cold calls, talking to someone. I mean, people have a lot of fears. Heights, deep water. I'm one of the deep water. If you know game Subnautica, you'll understand. But I mean, heights, spiders. Now, there's some fears out there where this doesn't apply. Like, yeah, your inaction of spiders, it's not really have much of an effect on your life. But your inaction of not investing in a company that is now worth 200 times, 500 times, 1,000 times that today, you're going to regret that. And there's a lot of things in life. Let's say your father or your son, doesn't matter. I guess you could be both. Not spending enough time with your loved ones before they pass away. That is a regret that you will have forever. Fear of being rejected. You see this pretty girl or you see this handsome guy, whatever it may be, and you don't go up to them. In reality, if you did go up to them, you could have went on a date. You could have gotten married. You don't know, and you're stuck without someone. There's a lot of things that can happen because of fear, and it's so important that you face your fears. Your fears are what make you unique, I guess you could say. But not having fear is what makes you strong. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't mean you don't need to be afraid. You can be afraid of spiders all you want, but if your house is infested with spiders, you got to do something. You're not just going to sit there and say, "Oh, spiders, go hide in my room," and let the spiders multiply. That's not how it works. If you're afraid of something, that's good. Be afraid of it, but do it. Some days you might be afraid of cold calls. Some days you might be afraid of working out. You hurt yourself a while ago. Sometimes you might be afraid of eating Taco Bell because your friend got food poisoning. All right, that's not really a good example. But guess what? You're scared of it and you do it anyway. That is what makes this different. That's what makes you different. That's why you're strong, by facing your fears. Now, this will be a shorter one because, if I'm being honest, I can't really think of anything else. The notes I've already gone through all of those. But I will say that I am recording a lot of videos right now. Currently, this is the first one. But I have a lot of good ideas, and I think the next video that I'm going to come out with, or the next video that I'm going to record at least, it's going to be a really good one. And I will say, if you want to, please check it out. I guarantee you won't regret it. And with that, please feel free to subscribe, leave a like, and, it's free. Tune in for the next video. I'll see you then.